Good time zone. And a happy birthday to all of those around the world. Day 2. A 3.5. I'll be honest. After yesterday, the all the Latin stuff, was making had me thinking about, like, man, I kind of want to play something, do something involving the Roman Empire. Whether that be like a Total War or a Paradox strategy game, I don't know. I was thinking about it though. I didn't. If it continues, might become unbearable. And it's also interesting that we went from Greece to now we're like Roman. Although I guess it's not too strange since they greatly influenced each other. But, I mean, they could have used Cerydra as instead of like a Roman, they could have made Cerydra like a Macedonian, I guess, or a Seleucid or something. But maybe that'd be too niche. Quabam. There we go. I noticed yesterday there was a thing they changed. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I think it's probably better, but for the synthesis of relics, they changed the resources. Before they had 2 resources. One, the self-modeling resin, was for the main stat, and then had another one for the subsidiary stats. Now they all just use the same resource, self-modeling resin. The other one was converted over to it. On one hand, less resources is nice, and it probably is better overall because that means that you, like in events and stuff where they give it out, they are going to give out just more self-modeling resin instead of splitting it. But at the same time, it does mean that both things now require the same thing, which, depending on how much they give you, might mean it's harder to utilize. I don't know. It's 1 for a main stat, 2 for a main stat and 1 substat, and then 5 for a main stat and 2 substats. I do not remember what the amount was previously, if the amount changed at all. I don't remember, so I can't say if it's cheaper or more expensive now, but that's a change they did. You can also select characters now to see like their recommended stats, which is nice. I think that was the only change, although I think I saw that... Don't remember. They said something about... Let's see. Yeah, adds new content such as eyes have written, world shop, title bounty, readable items, messages, discs, achievements, databank, entries, and loading screen text. They will be gradually unlocked during your Trailblaze progress. I don't know what it means by adds that content. I'm not sure what that means. Thought it said profile or something, but I don't know if that was already... I mean, that shows books, but it doesn't show anything else. I don't know. Let's continue. We've entered the new timeline, and things have already changed. Characters don't necessarily remember the original cycles, but they do, like, history has changed, the lore has changed, and now they know about outer space. And the mission of the Flame Chase journey is not to enact Era Nova, but to get into outer space. And the whole world has been conquered by Cerydra. Except for maybe Castrum Kremnos. They did mention raids by Castrum Kremnos, so they might not be conquered yet. And also Cerydra's being whispered to by Lygus, and we're probably going to have to deal with that.
It's been a long day. We should get some rest now.
Rest well and get ready for the banquet.
Yes, let's get ready for the banquet. Look, the venue's right ahead.
I didn't think it was going to be here. I thought it was going to be in the bath. Imperator's Grove of Epiphany.
And I can even hear singing. It feels so romantic.
Cyrene is romance-brained.
Honored guests, wait here for a moment. You must surrender any personal belongings you have on you before entering the venue.
Personal belongings?
This hero always brings down the vibe whenever he shows up.
The Imperator's elevated position means she must always remain meticulous and careful. Please do as I say, guests. It would avoid any unnecessary misunderstandings.
I get that you don't want people to bring outside food into the banquet, but is it really necessary to confiscate the books and quill pens?
Even a quill pen can become a deadly weapon in the right hands. I'm asking for all your items. All, Miss Cyrene.
Yeah, my fists can be deadly weapons too. You gonna take those?
Your belongings will remain safe. They will be looked after appropriately by dedicated staff.
Looked after appropriately? Dedicated staff? Talk about a vague choice of words.
Well, the baseball bat definitely is being taken. That actually makes sense.
It seems like he's aiming specifically for the chronocognitive anchor. What should we do?
Right. Yeah, we don't want to get rid of that. Totally forgot about that. Go with their plan and hand it to him. What does your gut tell you? No good. This is a trap.
True. I had a feeling it would come to this, but I didn't expect such a direct demand. But listen, why don't we go with their plan and hand over the chronocognitive anchor to be looked after?
What if we didn't?
After all, if the little Imperator is paying this much attention to you, she probably already knows all about our whispered conversation with the geniuses. I can pretty much guess what'll happen next. But, think about it. That's actually gonna be our shortcut.
I understand. I don't know if I do. I'll trust your gut, though, because I can't say no.
I knew it. You and I can practically read each other's minds.
Guests.
All right, we'll listen to you. Here you go. Also, please pass on a message to the Imperator from us. She can trust my friend, anywhere, anytime.
Thank you for your cooperation. The Imperator has some urgent business she needs to attend to and will arrive shortly. Why don't you head in with the other guests first and enjoy the feast?
Isn't Cerydra supposed to be the focus of the banquet? But she's not even here. Why is it so difficult to talk to her?
Enjoyed the banquet at Heislands. Okay, so talk to other people first.
Is there anything else we can help you with, dear guests? Or do you want me to recount the great Imperator's heroic deeds?
Hey, Labinas. I managed to get some honey brew that the scholars hid in the cellar. Wanna try it?
I'll try some, I guess.
This banquet has a never-ending flow of honey brew. You're welcome to try it and see whether our drinks are as good as those from beyond the sky.
Thank you for the offer, but we're more interested in knowing when the Imperator will be back.
The Imperator? Who knows? Maybe she's hiding somewhere, thinking up weird ideas again. If you ask me, she's never treated us soldiers properly, even though we put our necks on the line for her.
Hey, I can't pretend I didn't hear that, Seneca. Either retract your statement or duel me.
Fine by me. Attendant, bring us 10 more jars of honey brew. I'm gonna make sure he can't even stand straight by the end of this.
You wish. Be careful you don't get drunk first.
Actually, there are so many people. We wouldn't be able to find the Imperator even if she were here. I know. Let's look for seats that are raised up higher than others.
We probably could. I mean, she stands out.
Aggie, if you can't get used to the honey brew, we will go ask for a pot and cook some oatmeal for you.
No need for that. This banquet is just too loud. And nothing and no one here is interesting. I just don't really want to be here.
Lies! You were pretty energized when you came back from the bath chamber. Let me guess. Are you worrying about someone? About Hysealans? Or Little Cypher? You take everything too seriously. At this rate, life's gonna be real tough for you later on.
You're the least qualified to lecture me about that, teacher.
Maybe it's best not to disturb them.
Dear guests, are you here for us? I mean, are you here for Treeby or Aggie?
No. I'm just wondering whether you've seen the Imperator.
The Imperator? No, we haven't.
Our sovereign has always acted however she pleases. Though she gave us ranks, she'd never tell anyone her whereabouts. Perhaps the only thing she tolerates are chess pieces. And the sky reflected upon her crown.
I see.
Why do you two look so distressed? That's not what the deliverer should look like. Why don't we have a toast? While we still have time for pleasure. Here. To the destinies and sacrifices of the next millennium.
Then we will toast to the tomorrow that will set fate free.
The flame chase journey to Tribby and Aglaya. Hail to the new world. To the flame chase journey, I guess.
Cheers.
There's drinker honey brew. Do they have anything else here besides honey brew? Is there actual food?
Hello. Welcome to the banquet.
Hello to you too. I'm not sure why there was a
So the
tilde at the end
deliverer
of
is
that.
attending this event, as expected. Little Virginia here was just wondering whether she should go find you.
As the great Imperator's historian, I'm responsible for composing poems and songs for everyone in the Flame Chase army. But I have no idea how I should record myself in the annals.
Little Virginia is wondering whether you can let slip a hint or two about her future, so she can find some inspiration to write about herself.
That doesn't sound like a good idea. Besides, we don't even know her in the future. But she'll probably get really disappointed if we tell her that. What should we do?
Make up a white lie.
All right, I got it. We can't reveal too much, but I think it wouldn't hurt to start your poem with the future. Maybe use something like, "With hope, I write down the tale of tomorrow for myself. Silently waiting, day after day, till the moment it fulfills its promise." How's that?
Oh, that's...
Not even a lie, that's just an introduction.
That's exactly what I'm after! I'm so inspired! Thank you so much! I feel like I can actually finish composing the heroic saga of Flame Chase once we end this campaign!
Polonius nodded, showing approval of your answers. That was pretty good for some improv.
Hey, that wasn't improvised, you know. I memorized it so I could show it off to you.
For what?
By the way, in return for that, are you able to tell us where the Imperator is?
The Imperator? She usually wouldn't arrive this early. She believes that rulers should stay silent in places where their subjects hold private conversations. Why don't we have a toast before she arrives? To reason, which is held but not revealed.
To... romance, which will surely be returned.
Gray fry, a little sea hare, Please come over and share the delicacies of the deep sea with me.
Spare me, we're marching to war tomorrow. My head's so dizzy. Can you even get drunk on fruit juice? Does she mean honey brew? Because honey is not a fruit.
You two have been wandering around the venue as if you have something on your mind. Have the attendants not taken care of you well?
As a matter of fact, they haven't.
No, we love it here. It's just... we're a little concerned, seeing how the Imperator still hasn't arrived.
Don't worry. I know what you've been waiting for. Come, sit with me for a while, will you? I'd like to share a personal secret with you. See here? This is Fagusa's dew of divine blood, the sweetest of all the 12 bottles.
Addison gets 2 CGs back to back? That's crazy.
On the night before such a historical event, I'd like to share this marvelous drink with the deliverer.
Doesn't this count as bringing in outside food? I knew that security check was targeted at us.
What's the matter, guests?
Oh, we're simply overwhelmed by such an honor.
Instead of playing coy, Cyrene, what if we just said it out loud, you know? Like, hey, why did we have to give up our stuff? But not you. Hey, why this? Why that?
Are you worried that I might have poisoned the dew? Well then, let me prove my innocence.
Isolins raises the goblet of honeydew to her lips, deliberately arcing her neck so you could watch the liquid's descent down her throat as she swallows.
See? It's completely safe.
I feel like Miss Hycelins wants to talk to us about something. Why don't we go along with her for now?
I mean, I wasn't really concerned about poison. But I do want a new cup for myself because that's gross.
You're a pretty sharp fish.
Worry not. Honeydew's not alcohol. It won't get you drunk. On the contrary, it can make your mind even sharper.
The clay cup touches your lips in a blink of an eye. She's indeed the imperial blade of the Imperator and the swiftest sword master and Emphoius.
Please, have a taste. Would you like some too, little sea air?
I can drink it myself.
How is it? Sweet enough?
It has a very complex taste.
Calm at times, tempestuous at others. That's the taste of the ocean. It'll do you good to understand Fagusa's fickleness before we set off to face their waves. Just like how you're about to understand the secrets within this dew. Now, please turn around. Very, very quietly. Don't make a single noise.
The Imperator. When did she... Some kind of vision? Some kind of supervision? That's some powerful brew. Lygus.
The dew of other gods all intoxicate humans, but the god of banquets dew is an antidote that can awaken humans from a sea siren's enchanting song. Since the start of this banquet, all the guests have been under the spell of my song. None of them can see the Imperator and that Fioros. But you two, I wish for you to see the truth.
She does sing, so she is kind of like a bard, I guess.
Is this also what the Imperator wants?
This is my personal request. I can't bring myself to trust that Fioros.
Well, you shouldn't. As we've been trying to tell everyone.
The Flame Chase army changed after he descended with Orynyx's divination and brought the prophecy of the stars to Akama. His seductive whispers harbor something malicious within and will ensnare those of us blinded by ambition.
Wait. So he brought the prophecy, so people didn't hear Orynyx say that? So wait, Orynyx might have not even said anything. He just made it up. So he altered history himself. He didn't, like, Orynyx didn't somehow start altering history. He just did it himself.
You are the deliverers of the prophecy and know about him far more than I do. Perhaps only you can find traces of the truth from his actions and words.
Yeah, we already know the truth.
Then we can show the Imperator the right path forward.
Oh, but isn't this acting behind her back?
Amphorius has become far too weak. Even heroic actions protecting her from harm must be conducted under the water's surface. I am the Imperator's blade, and I must clear the way for her while remaining concealed in the torrents. Then, ensure I'm pointing my sword towards the true enemy.
Can you promise me something, Miss Icelans?
Ask away.
My friend has in fact come here to stop that villain's evil scheme. Our goals are aligned. But as to the decision the Imperator must make, he has no wish to transgress her authority. We just want to tell her everything we know.
I mean, I'll transgress if I need to.
I believe the Imperator will be able to tell right from wrong.
We're letting Cyrene speak a lot for us.
I never doubted your loyalty. I'll pass your words faithfully on to her. Provided we can gain the advantage in this tug of war, that is. Now, return to the feast. Bring this cup with you and keep your distance. Pretend you are still immersed in the sea siren's fantasia. And I'll control the moisture in the air. That way, you'll be able to listen to sounds from afar as if you were a whale of the depths and hear every word of their conversation. I wish you a victory in this first skirmish.
It's the exciting and thrilling undercover part of the adventure.
An unassuming ceramic cup, plain in craftsmanship, at that wanton feast. Its cold rim passed her honey brew to your lips, branding you with the sin of exile, yet bestowing a dream of clarity in return. The worth of a vessel lies in what it once held, and who once held it. Just as blades earn legend by battle and heroes are remembered through sacrifice. Bagusa was said to have buried 12 bottles of fine vintage beneath the seabed, hoping to savor them 1,000 years later, but even as the black tide silenced the song of Chalice of Plenty, not a single drop had been uncorked. This bottle, sweetest of the 12 vintages, has brought ashore by the last surviving sea siren, a divine power it holds that can pierce through any fog. Speaking of, oh god, she's meditating. How does she have this power? Because Fagusa is not dead yet, right? So she doesn't have like Fagusa's power. Like she just has like a power to I guess hypnotize everyone. The Dux Glidorium still sings her bewitching tune without the fine wine she offered. You might have drowned in a tide of her honeyed voice, just like the rest of the guests. I don't know. The powers and the abilities and the of everyone is a bit confusing sometimes. Although at least with Castorisa it was explained that she was not from that cycle.
Let's mingle in the crowds here. Relax. Relax. Try to act natural.
Where's the Imperator? Still not here. That little imp is always acting so high and mighty towards everyone. Today, I will... whatever. Pour me another cup.
Though she has succumbed to drunkenness, she still does not dare challenge your authority.
How is she drunk though? Honey Brew has no alcohol.
A criticism of my height is a grave enough insult already. She should be dismembered.
Do you often test the loyalty of your subjects like this?
You jest. The Imperator does not need blind loyalty. As long as one can prove they have value, I am willing to be lenient towards them. Let's cut to the chase, Theoros. If I pass the trial and grasp this world's law in my hands, what will you do then?
The answer is simple. I will connect Amphorius with the stars.
Don't waste my time. Be precise. Be specific. I won't ask a second time.
Allow me to adjust my statement. I will correct the regulations within the old law that sealed off Amphorius and merge the black tide with the torrents of Era Nova. Then we will be able to decimate the forces beyond the sky that are trying to annihilate Heidentomb and sound the trumpet for the endless campaign you will then embark on.
But you previously said that Iron Tomb is unrivaled in power across the stars. Who would dare to annihilate it?
There is a federation of warships named the Cienzo Alliance. Warlike and old-fashioned. A cult named the Genius Society. Loosely organized, but steeped in abject insanity. Oh, there's also the Astral Express, a group of lawless vagrants.
Lawless vagrants? I mean, we are vagrants.
That so-called deliverer is part of that last group. Those vagabonds mistakenly believe they can connect the stars through alliances instead of conquest. But history has already given them a tough lesson.
feel like he's contradicting himself, but maybe that's the point. Like, he came down with the so-called Orynyx prophecy, and he's like, yes, a deliverer from beyond the stars will come and help save the world. But now he's like, but actually that deliverer is part of a group that's foolish, and they're not gonna save the world. I'll save the world. Why did he make the prophecy then? He could have made a prophecy that's like, a guy will show up who's super evil. You gotta stop him. And then they would just kill us on sight.
There are countless other organizations besides, but when the Lord Ravager sweeps across the cosmos, they will certainly all bow before your empire of destruction.
Hasn't thought it through. Yeah, for some guy who was like erudition once, he's not very smart, I feel like.
The Ackman Alliance is invincible!
If those civilizations are not as feeble as you describe, then they may still have some value in testing the quality of my blade. That being said, even the smallest and weakest city-states should build an obelisk to the Imperator, so that their people can constantly recall the glory of her conquests. Walk a little longer with me, Theoros.
Does she have things growing out of her back? What are those? Is she a fish? Are they both fish?
I don't like how this is going. Our little Imperator seems fascinated by the destruction.
Yeah, I don't know why she likes destruction, because it seems like more she'd be like an order follower, a harmony follower technically, but an order follower. Maybe we should introduce her to that idea.
Grapevine, little sea hare. It seems like they're still talking. Get closer. I'll keep carrying their voices to you.
We can't get closer. So this is where they find out we can hear them, because we walk over here and are standing here pretty close to them, and then they walk away and we just happen to move in the same direction. No, that's how you get caught.
What a difficult situation. No matter how we position our forces, this battle against Fagusa will result in many casualties.
That's not something you or I should consider. The Imperator has already placed the chess pieces. We just need to fight for her until our last breath.
How astonishing. The commanders under you have such different personalities, yet they share the same loyalty.
He's looking this way.
Why were you looking?
Quick,
Oh my gosh.
do something and pretend we can't see them.
We're terrible at this. Gulp down all the honeydew. I should say honey brew, but honeydew. Glug, glug, glug. Glug, glug, glug.
Slow down.
Glug, glug, glug.
Are you okay?
What's the matter?
My apologies. I was just checking whether everything was fine with those two distinguished guests of yours. And it seems like all is well. Let us continue our previous conversation regarding the soldiers fighting for you. Are they aware of the price they must pay for the trial of law? If I recall correctly, you've already lost a bout against Talanton due to offering insufficient sacrifices.
You dare mention my name alongside the word lost?
Forgive my transgression, great Imperator.
Watch your words and actions. All you need to know is that my victory in the trial is guaranteed. Even without the trial of law, they've already sworn to give their lives for my conquest. So tell me, if everything happens according to our agreement, how would you recommend I deal with that deliverer?
Good question. Do not let him fool you. That man from beyond the sky contains a seed of ruin within his body. He must not be allowed to tarnish your glory. Therefore, the wisest decision would be to hand him over to me.
You plan to torture him?
Theorios, Lygus. Can't you just whisk me away? You control the program. I don't think you need us to be handed over.
Calling it experimentation would be more appropriate.
Doesn't want us dead yet. I mean, he probably thinks he can use us in some way, but also he probably just knows he can't beat us. He's just some robot dude.
The guest's patience is running thin. I plan to remove the Fantasia and head into the banquet. I will heed your advice. Leave for now, Theoros, and go back to Akama. You don't want to confront those two directly either, do you?
Indeed. It's a pity that Antikytherans are lightweights when it comes to drinking. Before I leave, I would like to make a toast to your boundless ambition, using my spirit instead of a goblet.
As I expected, that Theoros' schemes have been revealed. Thank you for your bravery, guests. It's time for me to dispel the Fantasia. This will be the Imperator's last public address before we head off, and therefore, likely, the final chance to change her mind. I will try to get you a chance to speak, and I'll also prepare for any contingencies. The rest is up to you. You should head back to your seats for now.
We have seats. There are seats?
Memory crystals must be examined with a convex lens. Sorry, I didn't realize it was you.
What a difficult situation.
That's not something you or I should consider.
Take your seat and wait. Oh, I went to talk to Seneca. Hello.
This honey brew sure wears off fast.
I think the game lied about it not being alcoholic.
The Imperator! The Imperator has arrived!
No need for formalities. I should be apologizing for my tardiness instead. The hour draws late, and I trust you have all had your fill of brews. Therefore, I will not observe the usual ceremonies. Any warrior who has fought by my side should have those speeches memorized by now.
The Imperator's word is law.
Are you out of your mind, Dux Frigoris? The Imperator hates flattery most of all.
A joyous atmosphere is a better fit for showing me your resolve. I believe that you, my dukes, will do all you can to assist in the campaign against Fagusa, just as you always have. However, it's a pity that I have never tested your loyalty.
What does she mean?
The purpose of tonight's banquet is not to raise our morale, but to establish which allies our alliance can actually trust, and sever the heads of the traitors as a toast to all before we march. Yes, some among us have discarded their vows in order to foment vile conspiracies. Now listen! These traitors are standing right here in broad daylight. Dux Gladiorum Hycelans. She used the Sea Siren song to immerse the crowds in an illusion and conceal her whereabouts. She then worked with those from beyond the sky to spy on confidential matters, hoping to rob the core flame by force and harm me, the Imperator.
Wow, we were not sneaky. At all, apparently. I did not think Hyacin was going to be turned on so soon at the very least. What's going on? We're not at a disadvantage. These are normal people, guys. Hyacins could take them all out by herself, I'm sure. Always play dumb, though, until you know for sure that the person knows that you were involved. Always play dumb. Because otherwise, they might just be testing you to see if you'll out yourself. Never out yourself. What's going on?
Imperator, I can explain.
Silence! Do you remember who used to own this blade? She met you once, back at the Temple of the Three Fates. It was Kindness, the head of the cleaners. She was the first to draw a blade against the Imperator, and personally made herself an example for my enemies. Under the shade of the olive groves, the people of Akama said they would never bow to me. In the frozen, lethal fog, the people of Idonia said they would never bow to me. At the beginning of the myriad paths, the people of Yanisopolis said they would never bow to me. But now, they all lie silent. They now fear me as they fear the law. For I am Cerydra, and I am the Imperator! If you have any last words, say them to the Imperator.
Really, you should just attack her and take the core flame. Also, does she have wings? Did I not notice this before? Does she have little wings on her back? That's strange. Are those natural?
Then, face her judgment.
After I cross this river, it will be a tragedy for mankind. But if I do not cross, then it will be the end of me. If you are ready, then I'll follow you and fight to the last. Deliverer.
Wow, there's two. Wow, these are very different. We must convince Cerydra. We must kill the Imperator. Wow. Those are very different directions. I have a feeling. I have a feeling the game doesn't want us to kill her. So I'm curious what happens if you click that, though. Sometimes brainwaves don't work. That's what I've learned from this game.
No, friend. The shortcut is now open. Trust me. Now, use your identity and add in a bit of experience and charm and testify to the Imperator as we promised.
But thou must, okay.
You think you can slay a king using your words instead of a sword? I'll have it. Show me the weight of rhetoric from beyond the sky. Will it weigh heavier than 3 human lives?
Let's watch our words carefully.
This, wondering if we were gonna get one of the bait mechanics again. Doesn't appear to be. Probably for the best, because I've been pretty bad at that the past few times. It all started with the defiance that lasted 30 million cycles. That's right. We've done this before.
Before I arrived in this world, the Chrysos heir of World Baron was a young man with the pseudonym of Finan. he came from Aedes Elysiae. In order to combat the lies of the Era Nova and deliver Amphorius from the ending of the destruction, he lived through history 30 million times, hoping, futilely, to find a breakthrough. And Cyrene, the young woman standing beside me, also carries an equally heavy destiny.
Cerydra listens to your words silently. Talk about Lygus' sins or talk about Iron Tomb's true identity? Probably just Iron Tomb's true identity. Like, hey, Lygus' sins, he's in control of the world. I mean, that could be, I guess that's pretty important too. We'll do Iron Tomb.
Iron Tomb is the ultimate end of Amphorius' destiny. It is an embodiment of pure horror that walks the path of destruction and can never be tamed. That is the only thing Lygus cares about. As for Amphorius, your glory and campaigns, he doesn't care about any of those.
This is a very emotional appeal option, which I'm not sure will affect her. Maybe the other one was better.
He will most certainly betray you. When that time comes, all of us will be ground to dust by the destruction.
Cerydra listens to your words and shows no change in emotion. Yeah, that was a very emotional appeal. Talk about the Trailblazer's duty or the Trailblazer's resolve. Yeah, talk about Iron Tomb's true identity. We didn't really talk about that though. We should have been like, okay, so listen up, all right? So this is an equation, and it's like a giant robot thing, and it's going to consume Amphorius, and then I start attacking the Erudition, one of the gods we talked about, because they don't like the god. We should, like, that's what I was hoping for. Talk about the Trailblazer's duty. I kind of feel like the same thing. I'm not sure about either of these.
I walk the path of the Trailblaze. My friends and I have always obeyed the creed of explore, understand, establish, and connect. Conquest and destruction are never the ways to build bridges between people.
Sure, she'll like that. We'll see.
Therefore, if you choose the way of the destruction, then I'll place your ambitions into the same basket as Lygus and smash them into pieces with my baseball bat.
That was truly a chaotic speech.
It was a bit everywhere.
All that needs to be said has been said.
Logic, emotional appeal, a threat.
Dux Frigoris, Dux Bromalis, escort the traitors to the prison.
A failure. Not execution, just imprisonment.
Before the next entry hour, I will give them an end befitting of their betrayal.
Oh, great Imperator, your ambition certainly eclipses all things.
Lygus. Does she really have wings the whole time and I never noticed? Like, they're really obvious now, and I'm just surprised I never noticed. I guess I was too busy looking at the flower and and her hair looking like fins and thinking she was a fish. Like, I think it's just the angles up until now. Like, looking at yesterday's VOD, like, the section where I was examining her appearance, you couldn't see the wings at all. They were not standing out as much as they are now. But there's another shot where she definitely can see the wings, and I just didn't notice. Okay. She's always had them. Just was blind.
You're still here, Theoros.
Of course. As the Theoros, I simply cannot miss this moment. Miss witnessing the fall of a nameless one. Or perhaps I am waiting for you to give me an answer. Why would someone as powerful as you use such a clumsy excuse as imprisonment to ensure the Deliverer's safety?
My gosh, we were double played.
So you finally tossed aside your act.
I must point out that you are just as impressive an actor. This banquet was always going to be a game of chess, where you would try to control both sides and turn both them and me into your pawns.
This was all just a performance.
That's right. That little Imperator never trusted anyone. She was always trying to see which side had more sincerity. All right, we'll listen to you. Here you go. Also, please pass on a message to the Imperator from us. She can trust my friend, anywhere, anytime. But as to the decision the Imperator must make, he has no wish to transgress her authority. We just want to tell her everything we know. Now, use your identity and add in a bit of experience and charm and testify to the Imperator as we promised. And we won. Sincerity will always remain the greatest shortcut to people's hearts.
I guess I'll let her take this one. I guess her talking for us the whole time was a good idea.
I can toss your words right back at you like Kyrgyz. Why would someone as powerful as you pretend to be a mortal and kneel before me? Unless you enjoy giving flattery and prostrating yourself.
You are mistaken. I am only trying to ensure the experiment's autonomy, meticulousness, and perfection, thus avoiding any unexpected outcomes. A forceful intervention will only create larger errors, reduce efficiency, and introduce ugliness.
I guess that's the excuse for this idea, which wasn't a great idea, but fair enough.
Had you fulfilled your promise of giving the law to me and completing the Aranova, then Amphorius would not have deviated from destiny's course. Oh, but you broke your promise. What a pity. In that case, I must carry out my duty as the administrator and eradicate all factors steering the experiment out of control. Factors such as you and him.
Careful. Careful.
Enigmata, is that you?
What was that voice? Was it Orynyx?
Orynyx is a jellyfish?
I found you. I finally found you. Be careful. This land will face disaster.
And she's not.
The time of judgment is nigh, my lord. The prison I have built for you is now complete.
Also, that was March's voice specifically as well. So, now didn't we get... I feel like we had... Maybe last update, we heard Orynyx and it was also sound like March? I can't remember. But I feel like we already had that sort of thing happen before. But her now appearing as jellyfish... The symbol of the Enigmata. I'm still on board because I know like we Fuli apparently gazed at us in the beginning of the arc, but if Orynyx calls Fuli mother, well, no, that's what it was. Orynyx was calling March mother. That's what it was. It was Orynyx was calling March mother. It wasn't her voice. It was Orynyx calling March mother. And then, but now this Cyrene thinks that voice was Orynyx, but it sounded like March. So then, if you assume that, okay, so Orynyx is calling March mother. And then, but at the time when we originally met Orynyx and it was calling out for mother, we were gazed upon by Fuli. So then we're like, oh well, Fuli and Orynyx are connected. But now with the jellyfish, the idea that it wasn't Fuli, but is Enigmata. So which then would make March part of the Enigmata. And also, I still think that Fuli might not actually exist, and it's just the Enigmata. Sorry, Lygus, we have more important things to talk right now, so... Of course, if you're looking at the paths in regards to the Titans, right? So like Orynyx is Remembrance, but Remembrance is actually Enigmata. Then Orynyx is Enigmata, right? Zagreus's elation, I guess. I still don't know what that would make Fagusa at that point. I don't know. Unless we can have multiple Titans for a single path. Or maybe there are some Titans that aren't really related to a path. I guess that's also an option. Like, okay, so here's the thing. Whether or not it's Enigmata or Remembrance, right? Doesn't matter. Perhaps the more important question is, what does that make March either way? Is she an Emanator? Something even more than it? I'm not gonna say, is she an Eon? Like, that'd be crazy. I don't think that would be the case. Is she the Emanator of Enigmata? Remembrance? That would probably certainly be why this Garden of Recollection would be interested in her if she was an Emanator. An Emanator without knowing she's an Emanator because Enigmata is about obscuring memory. It's also, like, no one's reacted to Cyrene disappearing, so I think, like, she wasn't just disappeared. I think she was, like, retconned through the powers of Enigmata. The time of judgment is nigh. The prison I have built for you is now complete.
In the name of the erudition, I invite you to step into the same cage as mine.
Dude, you can't say in the name of erudition. You're trying to kill the erudition. Pick a side.
What's the meaning of this, Imperator?
I did not permit you to act. A ruler is the only one who can decide their subject's destiny.
But, great Imperator, what judges destiny is not the ruler, but gods.
Get over
Don't forget,
yourself.
my realm only allows for the existence of humanity.
Why didn't he do this earlier? Well, I guess the prison wasn't complete. That's why he didn't do it earlier. The prison wasn't complete. Okay, I'll give him that. He's a god. He thinks himself a god. I mean, technically, like, in terms of Amphorius, he is a god since he, like, helped create Amphorius.
Moreover, dealing out extrajudicial punishment equates to defying the law, and the culprit is to be sentenced to death.
But you have seen how I can erase life from this world with just a clap of my hands. I fear you are still quite unaware of your current situation. Allow me to reiterate. I am giving you a simple choice. To collaborate or to be destroyed. There is no other way.
Shameless behavior. If that were true, you would have killed me long ago. You, in fact, cannot kill me. I guessed it the first time I beheaded you. Because of the law, you cannot be completely destroyed. And the same is true of the Chrysos heirs.
She already actually killed him once? Nice. How many times has he been beheaded so far? 4 times?
The more you bluff now, the more you are proving that conjecture to be true.
What magnificent foresight. I once regarded this precious quality of yours as a sure sign of my ultimate victory. But now, I have to admit that I made a mistake. Yet, as a mere mortal, how will you contend against the Theoros?
We are both slaves to hubris. But do you know what differentiates us, Lycurgus? I will never be blinded by my pride. If I wish to break the scale's balance, I only need to appeal to external forces and use them for my own ends.
The cognitive anchor.
Finally, we get to meet face to face, Senior Society member.
I offer sincere acknowledgments for your many past achievements, but I must deeply regret your current perspective.
Trust me when I say that you aren't the only one feeling regret right now. Screw them.
So you two are the allies from beyond the sky the Deliverer spoke of, and why he demanded the divine authority of law. Come and prove your strength to me. Show me the power of these so-called paths. I have spent much time and effort to secure this treasure from beyond the sky just for this moment.
Oh, there's her. They're just. Oh, it's just a circle with a little diamond. Okay.
In the name of the Sovereign of Planet Scrulum, your allies have responded to your call, esteemed Imperator. Please allow me to spell the situation out for you, Lord Lycus. Permission to read the ultimate protocol is already in my hands. It'll only be a matter of time before we acquire the authority to write and execute commands as well.
The core flame of law is already in his hands.
There's no way the flame chase journey will continue after you've burnt your bridges so thoroughly like this. Do you really think you can still win? Oh, seriously. Don't embarrass the society.
They're sure it's part of a society. So it's like, well, all the options they gave us are part of societies, and all of them are lower numbers, which means that they would be seniors. So I still don't know if it's Rupert. That'd be the boring choice, apparently. I still don't see how it's Holka Kakamon. That would be really weird to me. And who the heck is Acha? I think it's just Rupert. Herta is disappointed that it's Rupert because that's boring, but I think it's just Rupert. Nothing else makes sense.
I understand that a near zero possibility does not equate to zero. That argument is very persuasive to me. Which means the same principle also applies to you, my dear peers. You will never be a match for me in a world constructed through Catorzane algebraic expressions. And as for Aranova, why don't you entertain this possibility? What if I reduced Akama to rubble and ground her people into minced meat? Would the heroes then once again desire the power of demigods so they could fight against me? Listen, Iron Tomb is fated to be born. You may shackle me and put me in chains, but I have thousands of ways to ensure the destruction's descent. And what I just mentioned is only one out of those thousands.
This is the place outside the legend?
The Exomyth. We've already been here.
This doesn't feel the same as before. How should I get back?
Warning! Warning! Warning!
Locked onto Outlier.
Warning! Warning!
Executing
warning.
command isolation.
Command isolation?
Since we parted ways last time, I have modified the Exomyth into an audience area exclusive to you. Now, you'll be able to silently wait here for the final act of Alphorius to begin.
Let me out!
I understand your anger, but I cannot allow you to continuously influence the extrapolation's progress. This could, in fact, be a wonderful opportunity for you. From the audience's perspective, you may better observe the workings of the erudition at a macroscopic level. In this place where time flows far slower than within Amphorius, you will witness the end of that world's saga.
Where time flows slower.
Indeed. The speed of time here is infinitesimally close to that of the real universe you're familiar with.
Oh, that's not... I thought it was going to be different. What exactly are you after?
The answer concerning the prime
right, but you already got that answer.
Of life. And the total destruction of the erudition.
Yes, we've already had both of those answers already. Aren't you an emanator of erudition? Oh, interesting. Is he?
Do you see me as their faithful disciple?
I never thought about him being an emanator. Unless they've already talked about that. I don't think so, though.
I am certainly not. I have tried so hard to ensure Iron Two's birth, just so that I can correct the error named erudition that humanity crafted with their own hands.
I don't know if that answers the question. He's like, do you see me as their faithful disciple? I am certainly not. Like, he's not faithful, but that doesn't mean he's not an emanator, because he could have still been made one, but now not like them. I'm not actually sure what the rules are for that. I'm going to assume not, though, because I was not assuming ever that he was.
Oh, how I yearn to return to those days before Noose was born. Back then, the boundaries of knowledge were like the starry skies, evoking feelings of longing and delight among humankind. But now, truth has become the sacrificial offering required to gain an audience with them. And the geniuses would say that Noose already knew.
So he wants to, like, democratize knowledge? That's what this is all about? That the existence of Noose as the Eon of erudition is like making so that knowledge, like if Noose already knows everything, then like there's no whimsy in terms of like knowledge seeking. So he wants to get rid of Noose so that people can have more whimsy when it comes to discovering knowledge.
That arrogant Eon was born from the primal mobile of humans' desire for knowledge. Yet, they themselves sealed off humanity's capacity to seek enlightenment. I am simply cutting down a tree of doom that we planted ourselves. process of answering your questions has reminded me of the happy days of learning in my youth. However, it is a pity that my true form must now descend into Amphorius to deal with the accident that arose because of you.
I think that's, I mean, it's an interesting, like, motive. It's an interesting way to look at the eons, and especially the eon of knowledge. I don't think that fits, from what I know about Polka, I don't think that fits Polka. I'm not sure about the Ruperts. And again, whoever the heck Acha is, I mean, maybe it's an Acha thing. But I don't think they just introduce a new genius and be like, yeah, it was this guy the whole time, right? So it has to be the other two, but also it can't be, like, it just has to be Rupert, I guess. I'm just waiting. They just keep being around the bush. I just wish they would say it already.
But you won't have to wait long. When the curtain falls, you'll surely understand mine and Amphorius's ardent wish.
Where time flows slower than within Amphorius. If Lycus spoke the truth, then I don't have much time left. But how can I get out of here?
Can you hear me? Little one.
Oh, hi. Also, time flows slower. Shouldn't it be the opposite? Maybe I don't understand time dilation, but like, okay, so if you have like 1,000 years on Amphorius is equal to 1 day, then time would be faster here. So if 1,000 years here is equal to 1 day on Amphorius, that'd be slower, right? So shouldn't it be faster than Amphorius? Because otherwise we're gonna be waiting here 1,000 years, for example. But then we have a lot of time. Am I wrong about that? Guess it doesn't really matter.
Is that Herda's voice?
Warning, warning, warning.
Hurry up! Put some speed into it! I can't keep this up for much longer!
Why don't I get these again? Okay. Prometheus bound.
That old Intellitron overlooked one little detail, and Screwy and I finally found an opportunity.
Save me, Madam Herda.
Let's keep it short. While you were gone, well, in those few years, Amphorius...
Wait, few years?
Yes, time dilation, resulting in an uneven flow. Don't you know this already?
Right, because it's slower. Yeah, so we have more time here. So it's been a few years already? Man, all my friends are probably wondering why I'm ghosting them. Pun intended for the Ghost Hunter squad.
Let's stick to the main points. The Chrysos heirs activated the chronocognitive anchor and helped Skrullum and me open a hole in the firewall. We made some adjustments, so he can't attack us immediately, but it won't hold for long.
Wait, is that... the time dilation thing's really throwing me off. Because, wait, then March would have been sick for years, but when we kept cutting back, I thought the implication was that it was actually less time in the real universe. Wasn't it before? Wasn't it less time? That Amphorius was faster, slower? How does this work? Unless it was less time, but now it's been more time because of the cycle resetting? I don't know. Whatever. Crisis Airs activated the chronocognitive anchor, helped Skrullum open a hole in the firewall. We made some adjustments. He can't attack us immediately.
Critical warning. Critical warning.
Abnormal data locked on. Unauthorized communication confirmed. Initiating response.
Time is running out. Here's the conclusion. It'll probably take a long time for Screwy and me to completely break this cage before Chrysos heirs have a full grasp of the law. To be safe, we'll continue to launch side-channel attacks on the system to give you opportunities to escape. You need to seize these opportunities. So start moving, and find a way to pull off a magnificent jailbreak.
That's all you have to say?
We detected another path's influence.
Critical warning. Critical warning.
Communication channel analysis completed. Terminating unauthorized communication.
Its power is strong. Maybe able to help.
Enigmata?
Use the path's power. Make it detect you.
Unauthorized communication terminated.
Is Herta saying a certain path's faction has arrived in Amphorius, and I can ask them for help? I mastered the powers of different paths in my previous journeys. Think hard and figure out exactly which faction has arrived at Amphorius, and which path's power I should use to call for reinforcements. Are these showing my memories? With a Stellaron in my body, I woke up at the Herta space station and gained the power of the destruction. A world that'll give rise to a Lord Ravager would definitely draw the attention of the destruction. The Stellaron in my belly is gonna be super useful. But what if I end up pulling in the Antimatter Legion or the Annihilation Gang? Can they really help?
Isn't the Annihilation Gang destroyed? Didn't Acheron destroy them? Focus and resonate with destruction. And look, lend me flames hot enough to burn through this jail. Guess we have to. You focus your mind, trying to sync your heartbeat's rhythm with the frequency of that dancing golden flame. You're walking a line between sanity and madness, carefully steering the course of your consciousness, gently knocking on the door of destruction. You gave up. The beckoning of the chaos was too tempting, and your current power level wasn't enough to fully resist it. If you were to fall into the black abyss of destruction at this moment, perhaps everything would be lost to the void.
Failure is not necessarily a bad thing. This power wasn't gonna call up anyone nice after all. I obtained the flaming lance left by the architects and gained the power of the preservation in Belobog. That's right! No matter how far away a planet is, the IPC is guaranteed to pay attention as long as there's a business opportunity. Isn't Amphorius a pristine and untapped market? Besides, even if I can't call up my friends from the IPC, the architects and the nomadic miners should be able to help too. There are definitely cities and ores in this world.
Focus and resonate with the preservation. You focus intently, trying to mimic the Quillpoth's wall-building hammer strikes with your heartbeat. Once again, you just need to recapture that feeling from your battle with the Supreme Guardian and catch the sparks of that hammer strike with your own hands. But nothing happened. Quillpoth ignored you, just as they had ignored countless devotees who looked up to them throughout the ages.
Seems like since Amphorius has no overseas market, the IPC's hand can't reach it.
I don't think that's the problem.
I received the Watchmaker's hat in Penacony and declared war against the Order, and then gained the power of the Harmony. That's right! The benevolent family must still remember me for saving them. Their music echoes throughout the stars, and they'll definitely want to help.
I like how we're going through this, but Herta said the faction's already here. Not that we need to call them. Like, they could literally just call the family themselves, or the IBC. On the phone.
Come, dear hat. I've put you aside for quite a few chapters already. Sing with Clocky. The world is in harmony and the stars shine bright.
Focus and resonate with the harmony. You focus your mind, trying to hum to the ode of harmony in your thoughts. The visage of past nameless appear one by one. If you blend into their faraway song, perhaps a path will appear before you. You failed. The barrier of the Examith strangled those distant melodies, filtering them out completely like useless noise, leaving only cold silence.
Doesn't Lycus want this story to have background music? He has such terrible taste.
Now I'm going to try Remembrance, which we probably should have tried first, but also... We already knew Remembrance was here, but this is a new faction. So, I mean, we'll see what this describes for us.
The Remembrance. That's right. I came to Amphorius because Black Swan asked us to come. And I even got a glance from Fu Li here. The Garden of Recollection must be intricately involved with Amphorius. Traces of the Remembrance are also everywhere in this world. I don't know what they want, but I don't have many choices left in this crisis.
Uli, answer me! You invoke the power of remembrance, awaiting the resonance of reinforcements. After the power of remembrance flows through, something that should not exist here materializes before your eyes. A jellyfish?
I finally found you. Following the sound of memories. A pathstrider walking both the Remembrance and the Trailblaze.
Wait, that sounds like... Their soft whisper is like a warm hand that takes up your soul and slowly disperses it beyond this realm.
Warning! Warning! Warning!
Unauthorized access detected. Cannot lock onto signal source.
Erudition's prison cannot stop us, for we lie outside the logic of zeros and ones. Come, leave the cage of Logos. The mythos of Amphorius waits for you to continue its story.
The mythos, like Mythos, the Eon of Enigmata?
When that brightest star, that star heralding the dawn, finally rises, a boat, so used to drifting, at long last enters an island's safe embrace. Oh, Pathstrider, we have helped you break free. Hurry and set off. The child of remembrance awaits you.
March? What's she doing here?
A strange being, unlike anything you've seen before. Through its translucent body, you seem to catch many familiar fleeting shadows. If it said enigmatic being, we would have had something. Strange being.
Oh, you're finally here! We haven't seen each other for such a long, long time. My good buddy, I've really, really missed you.
I never found the time. Yeah, I missed you too.
I bet you were constantly thinking about the days when I was by your side. It's been so boring waiting for you in this place. There's no one to chat with, no internet, and not even anything to eat or drink. It's basically a prison. Now the great hero is finally here to save me. Yippee! You must have seen a lot in Amphorius during this time, right? You gotta tell me all about it.
Are you doing better now?
I'm all good. Look at how fit and active I am. But let's get out of this spooky place first. This is not a good spot for a reunion chat. Why don't you take me back to reality? A strange voice told me that I can enter Amphorius if I keep following this road. So, let's head off. I still don't know what that world even looks like.
Why does March feel so weird?
What are you standing around for? Do you actually like this place? Get moving. Hurry! This door should be the exit.
Maybe my instincts are wrong. Let's follow her first.
Technically, she already went through the door.
Are you okay? You haven't said anything for a while.
So this might just be a memory of her.
Has it been so long that you're still missing me? There's no time to waste, though. The Chrysosayers and the Geniuses are all waiting for you.
No. The discrepancy is getting worse.
How do you know who's waiting for us?
Huh? Isn't Amphorius the world of the Chrysosayers and their hero's journey? I could figure that out in an instant.
But Amphorius cannot be observed from the outside. She couldn't possibly know about these things. Unless Dan Heng told her.
Where's Dan Heng?
happen to miss him. Never mind. Dan Heng's super reliable. We don't need to worry about him. He's probably waiting for us somewhere. All hail and hearty.
No. The geniuses would have made sure that Dan Heng made it back on the express. Besides, the March I know wouldn't be so dismissive about her companions. Something's not right. She's not March 7th.
I guess you have something you want to say to me? Then there's no need to feel things out first. With questions. Let's treasure the time we have together and be frank.
Why is your voice getting more serious?
As expected. A glimpse of memory is not enough to deceive the bonds of friendship forged between the Nameless.
A memory, like I said.
In that case, there's no need for further deceit.
Alright.
You're right. We're not the March 7th you are acquainted with.
March 7th? Exclamation mark. Is this March 8 and 9?
But we can send you back to Amphorius, as long as you are willing to help us.
Who are you people? What did you do with March 7th?
She's fine. This form was simply borrowed from your memories. We'll introduce ourselves to gain your trust. We are the Garden of Recollection. You should be very familiar with that name by now.
Yeah. I guess that checks out.
Just as a reminder, while you hesitate, time is quickly ticking away in Amphorius.
But it like doesn't check out at the same time, because is it the same entity that was trying to talk to March and was disguising themselves as Fushuin and everyone? I'd assume so.
Working with us is the best way to stop the enemy of erudition.
The garden also...
Erudition would treat any results unrelated to the experiment as garbage and throw them out. But we don't work like that.
Garden also doesn't use jellyfish. The erudition would treat any results unrelated to the experiment as garbage and throw them out, but we don't work like that. Interesting.
The Remembrance treats all these instances as important materials needed to weave the universe. Besides, this would be child's play for a great hero like you. Also, if your plan fails
It won't be hard at all.
and the big bad Iron Tomb manages to get out, then the whole cosmos will be in danger. Wouldn't it be better to have an additional failsafe? As long as you help the Garden retrieve what we want, Even if Iron Tomb reformats everything in the physical plane, we can use remembrance to reconstruct the entire world. Or should we say, the entire universe? So help us. Find where Amphorius's memory began, and bring it out. The Master of Anastrava has already glanced at you. Don't deny it. That storybook is the best evidence.
Truly the Remembrance is the Master of Anastrava. Anastrava? These games love like Buddhist terms. Anastrava refers to the state of being pure or free from defilement. So like the Master of Purity. Specifically, maybe mental impurities, which would make more sense for remembrance. Now, so I think they want the scepter for themselves. If this is actually just the Garden of Recollection, they want the scepter for themselves so that they say, hey, if Iron Tomb does like destroy things, that we can like remake it with the scepter. I think they just want the scepter, but never trust the Garden of Recollection. They want the scepter for themselves so that they can do something with it. Or the Enigmata, pretending to be the Garden of Recollection, wants the scepter for itself. Now that might make more sense because there is a connection between Enigmata and the Ruperts, and Emperor Rupert II built the scepter systems.
Say, you aren't seriously gonna be moved by their pretty words, are you?
What is that? Why is there... What is that symbol? Is that a music note? Is that... just the letter B?
I am the one who commanded those little ones to lead you out of the prison.
Oh, so the garden stepped in, but they weren't actually using the jellyfish.
But I didn't expect to attract little gnats trying to take advantage of the situation. While remembrance can help you return to Amphorius, there's no need for you to do it the way they want you to. Of course, there's also no need for you to make any deal, or pay any price.
So that was just the actual, like, remembrance. Remembrance. Garden.
For you, this is probably a long time no see.
It's Goth March.
My dear.
And she had... What is that symbol? Happy Sugar Life March is over. It's all about Goth March now. Who are you?
Shh. There's no need to say anything. I know. You have so many questions swirling around in your memories at this moment. And you feel so helpless. Put them aside. For now, all you need to do is trust me.
It's a good design. Umbrella characters? Some of the best characters.
Or do you need more proof? That won't be hard.
Wait, stop it! They're awake! I'm gonna keep our first photo, alright? What come to pass while we're around?
And now
The statue. Is that Don's brother? Oh, did you hear that? She just called me, but my future is full of pain. We won't escape from it. Hey, are you sure? Maybe a couple of punches will help to jog your memory.
It's as if they all happened just yesterday, right? I don't want to lie to you, which is why I will not use her name. The third month of Amphorius is the month reserved for the Veil of Evernight. So, place me into your memory using the name Evernight for now.
Evernight. Orynyx, right? Orynyx is the... It uses the Veil of Evernight, so... Which has ties still with... I mean, obviously this person's Enigmata. Also the jellyfish. We got jellyfish now. The weird bee symbol, though. What is that? Is that a music note? Is that... just the letter B? Looking up music. I don't think it's a music note per se. I don't think so. Also, she has the core flame of Kefali. Evernight. But who...
I'm happy to explain more, just not now. We might have a lot of time to ourselves, but Amphorius does not have that luxury. If we do not stop erudition and destruction, then the journey you've treasured so much will face the prelude to its obliteration. A countdown not in amber eras, but in days, minutes, seconds. So, take this gift, this burning core flame, this footnote of a transaction. It contains hope, and the warmth of the entire world. Ripples of past reverie. She hid this fire in the long river of time, hoping that her wishes would transcend time to reach your hands in the future. Now, take it, and return with it, dear friend. Return to Amphorius, and overturn the final Era Nova. Witness the time that stood still for the Deliverer, and the resistance that never bowed to the destiny of destruction over the long years that passed in a flash. Then, with this core flame blessed by the remembrance, respond to their hopes and blaze a trail to the future. And I will silently watch in a corner of time, waiting for our next encounter. I believe the wait won't be too long.
What exactly is happening?
Keep going. Keep trailblazing. For Amphorius. For you. And for the March 7th in your memories. Go forth.
I trust in March, even if she's going through a new phase. Yeah, I can assume so. We had the scene with Serene and March, and she went into Amphorius, and I assume by doing that she unlocked her real self. But I assume that is technically the real March, but it's more like the original March. It's still interesting because it's like, okay, like, what was she, how does she have ties to Amphorius? You still have that question. Like, that question still isn't exactly answered. Why is she even involved with this in the first place? How does she tie into Orynyx? Don't know. Even if it's like remembrance enigmata, like that doesn't explain what she has to do with Amphorius. It's been a year later.
Is this
49, 31? Yeah, a year later.
Akuma? No one's here. And the dawn device is off. Am I too late?
The core flame of world bearing.
Nice.
Herda is a what? That's not who I expected. Hey kiddo, can you still see me? Don't bother responding, this is a pre-recorded video message. Thanks to that little empress granting us access to the ultimate protocol, Screwy and I rewrote the progress of Era Nova while you were away. My guess is you don't have much time to listen to all those complicated principles right now, so let me break it down into simple terms that anyone can understand. Amphorius has been racing down the path of destruction for too long, and the underlying logic of Era Nova has been completely corrupted. Screwy and I put in a lot of effort, but we can barely manage to overwrite a small portion of its logic. Let's take the progress bar as an example. Iron Tomb's progress bar is currently at 99.98%, and through this rewritten Era Nova, we're confident we can push it back to 96%. Let's be conservative and say 97%. This is a critical matter. The internal structure of the scepter is too unstable, and we don't know what complications might suddenly arise. The most rational course of action is to quickly run another extrapolation to buy the cosmos a bit more time. Once you've dealt with that troubling old Intellatron, don't hesitate to start the next cycle of extrapolation right away. Screwy said that Era Nova isn't a process that happens in an instant, and the protected nodes of the Scepter are probably at their most vulnerable only during the reset. Only by initiating this progress first can we seize the opportunity to make our move. It's all up to you now, Deliverer.
The chronocognitive anchor?
There's so much I wanted to say for our reunion. Yet now that you're back, there's only one thing to say. Welcome back, friend. It's been such a long, long time.
I saw March 7. She's got a new fashion trend. What happened?
You must be really confused right now, aren't you? So much has happened in Amphorius while you were gone.
You were whisked away by Evernight, so what happened there?
But don't worry. The Deliverer can't afford to be lost, no? Now, please follow me and turn the pages of time and hear the words everyone left for you. I'll tell you the story of this 1,000-year journey. That way, it won't just be my memories alone.
Cyrene can't hear me?
Oh, can't she? Oh. Also, she said that did I misread? I thought it was 1 year. Was it 1,000 years? Because that's a big difference. Also, I think this is a real map. The sacred candle, once flowing with golden fluid, now lies dim and extinguished, helplessly fading into the dusk of twilight. Perhaps it is because Era Nova is imminent and the overflowing divine energy has begun to coalesce once more. You reach out to touch it, but receive no response.
Scenery of the past has resurfaced.
Time flies. 200 years have passed since the Deliverer's fall.
We had to return 3 core flames of law, romance, and ocean to stop Lygus, but even so...
Yeah, so it was 1,000 years, not 1 year.
Terravox has fallen. The 2 geniuses vanished without a trace, and Cerydra embraced her fate. At this rate...
We'll never meet Terravox, huh?
Era Nova will come, and Amphorius will fall into the destruction.
It seems the key to rewriting the end once again lies in the core flame of world-bearing. According to the instructions left behind by those 2 geniuses, we must get it into the Deliverer's hands, no matter the cost.
how? We need to find a way to hide the cool flame. And we must buy enough time to keep Lygus at bay.
About that, Rini might have some good news. She had that dream again last night, but the Titan's voice was clearer than ever this time. She said, "Pass the flame into the future."
Is that a prophecy from Orynyx? She chose to side with humanity this time and hide one of her kin's core flame? It seems Amphorius's fate isn't sealed just yet.
You're right. History has changed. Humans and Titans are both giving their all to keep this world going. Perhaps a relay across the ages is finally about to begin somewhere out there.
Unfortunately, life will never go smoothly. Leiden's army is already at our gates, and their commander, that Lycurgus, he's right outside Akama. White Calendar 3960. Cerydra, under the pretense of a campaign against Fagusa, sacrificed 500 Chrysos heirs to complete the trial of law. This tragedy shook everyone in Amphorius.
Gly with her humanity makes me sick. She seems so happy. She sounds very different. It's very strange.
That same year, Cerydra the Imperator was assassinated, after which Aglaia the Goldweaver took command. Thus began humanity's second flame chase journey, a path hanging by a thread. Come, this way.
Lycurgus was leading the army of Leiden. Very mundane way to do things.
The eternal holy city? What part of that eternity ever lived up to its descriptions in poetry? The Marmorial Palace lies in ruins. Countless mortals have perished because of your stubborn resistance. It's time you learned the cost of refusal. Now, answer my question again.
I wonder what would happen if Castoris touched Lygus, but I guess probably nothing.
Where is Kefali's core flame?
You really think you'll find it by razing the holy city to the ground? From what I see, all you'll get is dust and disappointment. Don't forget, you can't kill the Chrysos heirs mentioned in the prophecy because of law.
I have never denied that. Which is why I now place my hope in the faithful citizens of Akama. Perhaps they'll give me what I seek in the echo of your screams. Now then, I'll be cutting open your chests and using your scalding golden blood to baptize the masses. Allow me to apologize in advance. We shall start with you, blind and foolish Lady Goldweaver.
He's more man than robot. Well, he would just... maybe he would kill the body, but since he exists outside of Amphorius, he probably would be fine still.
Leave this to me, Lady Aglaya. You must get away now.
No, Holy Maiden. I'm the one who must stay.
What?
His conspiracy won't succeed. Because Romance is ready to make good on their promise to weave an indestructible armor for Amphorius. Its name is Solidarity. You must escape with your life and carry word of my death to those still fighting, then keep going with them. Just as the Imperator lit the torch of resistance with her death, my passing will make this flame everlasting. Take good care of it, guide it to the future, and place it into the hands of our deliverer.
50 years later, Lygus led his forces again to Akama. He charged directly into the Holy City and razed the Marmorial Palace. History would name this battle the Third Siege of Akama. 90,000 brave souls gave their lives for Akama that day, including their fearless leader, Aglaya.
Go forth, deliverer.
I think this is all pretty unexpected, though. We're already back at the end times. Thought we were gonna spend more time working back with that, but everyone's already dead again. So we didn't get much time with Cerydra or High Soldans. So maybe the arc isn't gonna last as long as I thought it was. Just a little bit longer than originally. But not as long.
Go. When the frost melts and the snows give way, the flowers will bloom again. You'll find me there.
So what you're saying is, Princess Homebuddy is never coming back, is she? She just left, like that.
Since Cass has made up her mind, we can't let her resolve be in vain.
But between staying in Akama and going to Styxia, what difference does it make when it's death either way? I'm against relocating. With Kefali's protection, isn't Akama far safer than that dead city?
Cass's plan doesn't involve any relocation at all.
Huh?
Like you said, Akama is humanity's refuge. We never intended to get everyone moving to Styxia. It's just on Cass, Hysealans, and me to prepare the final trump card for the Deliverer.
Wait, what kind of trump card needs all three of you demigods to throw yourselves away?
We must lay down the path to the future, so when the Deliverer returns, they'll have a clear road to reach the location of Aranova. Styxia sits where death meets the ocean. There, with the combined powers of ocean and passage, we can summon a current that leads to the vortex of Genesis. And the demigod of death will forever guard that secret path until he returns.
We all know Lygus will set his sights on the vortex of Genesis.
That's exactly why we have to do this.
Guess I underestimated Idonia's Maiden of War. She's got way more steel than I thought.
And Cypher, we need you to head to Castrum Kremnos as soon as possible. By any means necessary, forge an alliance with Strife. The prophesized Crown Prince has already been born. He shall become the new defender of Akama, protecting this land after we leave.
You don't need to worry about that. I just came back from Castrum Kremnos. Only a step ahead of the news.
Treeby, something's flying towards Akama, and it's really fast. Ah! What is it? It's a spear!
It's the Kremnoans. Their king's already here.
With the protection of the demigods Trebios and Cyphera, Akama endured wave after wave of warfare, though just barely. Castorus chose Styxia as the last resort, and completed the trial of death, causing the stagnant waters in the River of Souls to recede. Soon after, Trebios departed on a long journey. That same year, the Kremnoan king Euripon, along with his son, Prince Midamos, joined the Alliance to safeguard the Holy City in the Battle of Deliverance.
Man, time is way out of order in this cycle. The Mighty never overthrows his father, and also is younger than Cypher. I guess I never really thought about when Mighty was born. But I thought, I guess he gets the core flame at the start of the story, right? So I guess he couldn't have been actually that old. He must have just been a normal aged adult then. Because everyone else was like 1,000 years old because they already had their core flames. I guess that makes sense. But he's also immortal, so... But whatever. Interesting. He doesn't kill his father in this one.
Go on, and see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Breaking me apart buys this world even one more second. And so be it.
What was that? That was weird.
But it's gonna hurt a lot!
Pain brings endless torment. But it can never destroy me. I believe that you were thinking the same thing when you stepped through the gate of infinity and jumped off that cliff.
Can't argue with that.
In the current situation, this is the only path Akama has left. Split my soul into 5 pieces. Forge me an immortal vessel. Let the blade of strife hang forever overhead. Locked in battle with their enemies to the world's bitter end. There's no need to be sad, Lady Trebios. Haven't we already taken great strides towards that promised tomorrow? In this life, my people no longer have to drown in false guidance.
Kremnos has washed the blood off its fate. Amphorius no longer needs a god named Strife. So let me shatter the former laws and turn the Lance of Fury back into a weapon that protects the world.
We understand.
By the way, can you do me another favor? The 7 sages from Grove of Epiphany are already en route. They'll arrive in waves to join the Resistance in a couple of days. Among them is a scholar named Anaxagoras. He has extraordinary insight and fears no sacrifice. This soul-rending ceremony wasn't just my decision. It was his counsel. His wisdom will surely be the backbone of Amphoria's survival. Watch over him. Carry on this everlasting flame for me.
Through Anaxagoras' ritual, the demigod of strife split his soul into 5. Courage, honor, tenacity, sacrifice, and reason. Each sealed in blood crystal and cast into battle. The people held a 10-day funeral to mourn their fallen god king. And through his sacrifice, humanity was granted 200 years of peace.
Keep moving forward. My blood will pave the road ahead for you.
Keep moving forward, little Gray. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
That seamstress wasn't wrong when she said a lie needs more lies to keep it together.
Reason and trickery. Never thought we'd be the pair to finish this final setup.
Can't catch that Tin Man without your little slides. Besides, this is our last shot. Not the time to be picky, right?
Don't oversimplify it. Lycus just found out Akima's been an empty shell for the past 50 years. He's bound to be furious. At this rate, he could have done anything.
That's exactly what we want. Rage blinds even the brightest minds. Doesn't matter how much of a genius he is, the principle still holds. Once he storms into the council and confronts me head-on. You trigger your alchemy with a boom, and turn him into a caged beast.
Easier said than done. You still have to pass yourself off as the deliverer without anyone catching on. And you really think a human alchemical array can bind a godlike being? That's just nonsense.
What? Getting cold feet? Or you just don't believe in the almighty worth of the demigod of trickery? Just tell me straight. Can you do it or not?
Of course I can. And it'll be child's play. But I've got 2 conditions. Since this is the final act, if we're doing it, we go all in. No half measures.
Oh, I'm listening.
First, shift the battlefield to the vortex of Genesis. It would be more convincing if the deliverer were to appear there. Besides, the vortex is cut off from the world. No place in Amphorius makes a better prison.
If you pull that, wouldn't our deliverer have to face-take Lygus as soon as they come back?
That clash is inevitable. All we can do is create more chances for him. And that's the second condition. The vortex belongs to Fagusa in the first place, remember? And there happens to be a demigod of ocean among the few survivors in the world. Lupai Sealand's in. Let her join the final act. I'll transmute myself into a Philosopher's Stone and embed myself into the formula. And when the time comes, she needs to shatter me and scatter that stone's ashes into the ocean within the vortex.
Huh. I guess people weren't wrong when they said you're insane, Grove Boy.
I've got no idea how to outwit a reclusive genius. But making an anti-Catheran suffer? The demigod of reason has 10,000 ways to do just that. And what I just mentioned was one of them.
So what exactly does your formula do?
Now that would spoil the climax, wouldn't it? By now, Hyacinth must have completed the Sky People's ritual. Since that Theoros loves a good performance as much as I do, let's make sure he enjoys our show to the fullest. As for how the Deliverer will complete the Era Nova, well, that will no longer be our concern.
It was the last battle known to the world, initiated by two demigods least suited for war. In the end, reason and trickery kept their word. At the cost of their lives, they sealed Lygus within the vortex of Genesis, where he remains to this day.
Go forth. Finish the greatness left undone.
Quit overthinking! Just run! Keep running. That'll be enough.
Irie? It's dead quiet here.
Cyrie? That's the same amount of syllables as her normal name. And ends the same way.
Will stand eternal. Miss Cypher's lie has crumbled after all. But it's all right, because all of us have fulfilled our purpose by now. When the Deliverer returns, no matter where he is, sky will turn clear, and a rainbow bridge will rise, carrying him to the final battleground. Cyrie, this arduous relay is finally nearing its end. Now, I'm passing the final baton of fate to you, okay? No, that's not quite right. After all, it was you and him who lit the first spark of this journey, wasn't it?
I'll tell you the story of this 1,000-year journey. That way, it won't just be my memories alone. And I'll share the moments I spent with you, with everyone. That way, the path we walked becomes a memory shared by all. People will know that there's nothing left to chase. Amphorius has already welcomed the dawn foretold in prophecy.
The Deliverer beyond the sky.
Just like I said, this won't be harder than the last time. Right?
I won't let everyone's faith in me go to waste.
I wonder what kind of expression you're wearing right now. Probably the same as always. Calm, resolute, and brimming with confidence. If I have the chance, I'd love to see it again. Because it's really been far too long since we parted.
Is this all a memory?
Someone as sharp as you must have realized by now that this isn't reality, but a maze of time. As the last link in the relay, I will return to the Temple of the Three Fates, tell Orynyx all of our stories, and bottle every page we've written into the little flask of memories. And then, may it set sail in peace, drift down the river of time along with the core flame of world-bearing, reach your side, and lead you back to Amphorius. Just like the first time we met, right? Even though this cycle has no demigod of time, time has always stood on humanity's side. This is the only way to make sure that the Era Nova won't happen before you return. And the only way I can safely entrust the completed final flame chase journey to the Deliverer's heart. After all, the new world will be born from your memories, and the protagonist of this story mustn't be absent.
I will take all of you to the new world.
I believe you will never let us down, just like always. Do you remember when Finan sent us back to the beginning? When you and I got separated? But in the end, I returned to you, carrying all that we've been through. That's what memory is. It may wear down and fade in the river of time, but it never truly leaves. When that hidden corner of the heart is stirred, the past returns even more beautiful than before. So don't worry. Let the 33,550,337th Flame Chase journey become part of you too. I've gotten a lot better at it with the experience from the last time. Next, you will head to Styxia and find the Vortex's entrance guarded by the demigod of Ocean before charging toward the final battlefield. Don't worry. I'll be with you. All of us will. Even Finan. We'll stand with the Deliverer. So say a short goodbye, then set off, just like we promised at the start. Toss away all unnecessary worries and troubles, and bring our smiles and determination into tomorrow.
The last baton. I wonder how long you'll have to wait before passing it on to him.
No matter how long it takes, it's okay. Waiting is what I do best. After all, it took 33 million cycles for him to arrive in our world. What's a few moments more?
I really don't get what happened to Cyrene, though. She was retconned, whisked away by Evernight, but then brought back to wait for 1,000 years? Why was she whisked away in that moment? What was that?
Cyrene, what if you wait and wait, but that hero never arrives?
That won't happen. Because I know that no matter how long it takes, he'll definitely return to this place. We can't let him down.
Sky shall rain rays of dawn for you.
May romance be with you on your journey.
And reason grant you enlightenment.
Let strife bestow you with inspiration.
Trickery ensure your success.
Allow death to protect your soul.
And at last, let passage point the way forward.
Well time. We'll remember the Trailblazer's journey.
Is this Styxia? What happened to this place?
Guess Cerydra didn't want to leave a little memory behind.
I need to find the entrance to the vortex, guarded by the demigod of ocean. High Sealance. Is she still there?
Long time no see, Trailblazer. Generation after generation of Chrysos heir heroes have tried to defy fate with their blood and tears, either voluntarily shattering their souls or waiting in eternal solitude. But alas, fate can never be defeated.
Nah, I doubt he's free, perchance. You again, huh?
Reason and trickery may bind my flesh, but my will shall never fall silent. So the demigod of ocean, the Dux Gladiorum, High Sealance, sought to bring me into a fantasia with her voice and drown a genius in slumber. But alas, it was all a hopeless dream. That warden fell before I did, due to erosion of time, while her prisoner remained unchanged.
And yet here you are, bound to this place.
True. I can't leave this place, but what of it? You should have heard of this fable. In a shadowed cave lived a people, imprisoned from childhood, and chained so that their legs and necks are fixed, forcing them not to look around at the cave, each other, or themselves.
Yes, the allegory.
Behind them is a fire, and before them loomed the stone wall of the cave. The flames cast shadows, while the rocky surface threw back echoes. To them, that false play is the whole world. Yes, I'm trapped in the cave. But I know it's all just a fleeting illusion. I don't struggle in dreams. I wait. And now, my deliverer has come to defeat me and save this world that never owed you anything. Oh, you'll need to awaken the singer here and unseal the prison called Vortex of Genesis. You'll be the one to unshackle me and bring the cave crashing down. Of course, I don't mind waiting a little longer. Let me guide you through this next illusion. One last memory from that prison warden. I hope you'll watch the stories of this fantasia closely. Logically, the Deliverer must see the world for what it truly is. Emotionally, this memory captures the fate of everyone in Amphorius better than anything else. only by feeling it for yourself. Can you understand my point of view? The meaning of destruction.
Spare me the cliches.
To your unshakable resolve, I salute you. But before we step onto the final stage, let me ask you this. In the spirit of that fable I told you just now, can the prisoners in the cave learn to see the shadows and echoes for what they are, and stop mistaking them for reality?
The city you cannot destroy. This is pre-destruction Styxia. Right, coming in at a different angle. Oh wait, are we? No, just, well, technically, but and the map's the same orientation, I think. A little different, though. It's missing, like, the section over on the left. The wobbling shores. There's people there. What I expected.
Look, the fire projects the face from her memories. An actress upon the stage of this play.
That was gonna be maybe be a cutscene.
Oh, you want this?
Entrance
Fine.
song.
Take it and amuse yourself.
Are we doing the theater thing again? He liked that last time. The past that has been imbibed by time, a drunken dream hidden at the bottom of the cup. Other memories, okay.
The dark tides flood the sea, and our kingdom teeters on the edge.
Fear not. Our queen has gone to the borderlands. She'll quell this calamity herself.
This is the scene when the Chrysos heir of Ocean was born. She was once of a Titankin race named Sea Sirens.
Okay, so yeah, she's not human.
At that time, Kozlana had suppressed the Black Tide's rise, but he was unable to remove Irontomb from its roots. The Black Tide still roiled in the depths of the world, and the kingdom of Sea Sirens was the first to face the destruction head-on.
I thought the sky people were the first. Maybe it changes.
Listen, I heard Electra's voice. She's calling to us.
Let's go.
Oh, it's got
Her
a whole
voice
island.
carries the queen's command.
So Hysolence is from Styxia, technically. We're facing this way. I'm just trying to get this. We're facing this way. We're coming in from that. Yeah, we're pretty much coming in from. Not sure the maps line up. I'd have to check the other one, but interested about the difference in orientation. Styxia, so stunning. Oh my, look who it is. You've come all the way here. Let's admire the rainbow together.
To keep the black tide from threatening the ocean, the queen gave her all, body and soul.
Born of the Queen's chalice, she bore the deepest blessings and inherited supreme divine power.
The first song, I am Electra, nectar brewed in the womb by God.
My sisters, you're finally here.
Of course, Electra. Your beautiful melody drew us here.
Electra.
Her true name is Electra. This is a reflection of her former self, clinging to the past with aching defiance.
The Queen summons us. She must be near exhaustion. The black tide will soon enter our borders.
Then what do we do? Will our seas fall to darkness and terror as well?
Don't worry. We shall lift the chalice in her stead to catch the black tide, and stand together to safeguard our realm and its people.
Such tiny titankins, thinking they can stop the tide of truth. How naive. And that naivete is the root of all suffering.
You know Lygus is evil when he pronounces it naivete. So I wonder if, because there's one book that has confounded me since it came out, and I wonder if it's actually about Hysolence. I've been thinking that it might be about her, but now if she does indeed have a connection to Styxia, I'm curious then if that's actually what it was about. What was that book called? Journal of a Styxian Refugee. We just, like, this was given to us as part of the main quest randomly during Cypher's story segment. But it had, like, no connection to the story that was happening at the time. So I don't know why it was, like, a main part of the story. It's very strange. But I'm curious in it. So in this thing, it's about Styxia being destroyed by the water rising and some entity in the water calling out to people. But also like people mutating into monsters and stuff. It was very strange. So I wonder if they mention a song. I think they did. So I think it must be about sea sirens then, and maybe Electra. Beneath the surface, he glimpsed strange shadows, not human in form, yet possessing distinct outlines. After returning, he developed a high fever. Yeah, the tide has been rising ever higher. Frenzy feast, Andrew's family banquet. I witnessed two normally well-mannered women treading on grapes, emitting strange laughter, then directing drinking the dirt-laden juice. They claim to be mimicking Fugusa's rituals, though I've never seen or heard of such a form. Everyone is going insane. It has very, like, kind of eldritchly, tropes, I guess. Only by distilling the seawater directly collected from the harbor can they produce the proper wine. Last night, strange music emanated from the harbor. It was music. It wasn't produced by any instrument, but seemed to rise from the ocean depths. The low, haunting melody sounded as if it were telling an ancient tale, compelling people to approach the shore. Several neighbors' children walked to the dock. They claimed to have seen the goddess in the water. All music was banned. Spirit water has dried up in Fugusa's temple. Some claim to have seen in their dreams a woman playing a lyre, draped in black veils, with eyes gleaming like seawater. So maybe it's not... Electra doesn't play a lyre, she plays a fake violin, so maybe it's just sea sirens in general. That's what we were supposed to be getting from this story. She allegedly told dreamers that Styxia would soon face a great transformation. Only those who hear her voice would be saved. Some city residents have begun referring to her as the prophetic sea musician. But it's interesting that the people don't seem to know what sea sirens are in this, if it is a sea siren. Seawater has reached the highest mark. And they're gonna leave, right? They've been traveling. Someone got sick and decided to go back to the city. The guy was muttering strange phrases that resembled an ancient ballad. They looked back at Styxia and discovered that the whole city was enveloped in a strange aura, with the seawater shimmering in unnatural blue radiance. The buildings distort and twist in the water as if they were merely illusions, which is maybe like the Fantasia power. They brought horrifying news. The seawater has begun displaying strange colors and textures, sometimes thick as honey, sometimes solid as glass. Those who remain in the city have begun undergoing bizarre transformations, and then it's cut out. And it's also glowing, and like crazy things are growing out of it. And like, it's weird stuff. It's a weird story. And then the guy had secretly brought some seawater with him. Actually, from the spirit pools. And when he tapped it, it would produce a distant lyre noise. And could see the mysterious woman standing on the seawater inside, sorrowfully playing a melody that no one could understand. And like, I guess that's the destruction of Styxia, but the whole woman thing is weird. Like, I guess maybe it was a sea siren? I don't know if it's Electra specifically, but I guess maybe it was like a sea siren? I don't know. But like, everything else that's happening to Styxia, like, I don't know what that stuff was, unless some manifestation of the black tide, although none of it seems to really fit with the black tide. Maybe we'll get some answers though with this. Maybe this was just a little tease to set up maybe some stuff we'll get here now. Hopefully, because this single story has been haunting me since I first read it. But I suppose, oh, that's the YouTube chat does not like to work very well. Anyway, I suppose that's a good spot to stop. As we're going to be exploring a new zone tomorrow. Yeah, things took a slightly different turn than I expected. Taking us immediately back to the end times. I thought we were going to spend more time directly interacting with the new characters. Now we're just kind of getting backstory of Hyacinth through the power of memory. Like I thought, like it said, like, oh, Hyacinth is guarding it, so I thought like, oh, she's still alive, so we'll talk to her some more. But no, I guess she's gone now too, because she eventually just died from waiting. So now we're just getting memories. Which is perhaps a little disappointing, but I'm sure we'll probably meet them for real again at some point. I can't exactly... I don't hate the direction, it's just an interesting direction. Because now, like I said before, maybe the Amphorius arc isn't actually going to be as... It's longer than I thought it was before, I've mentioned that. But now, maybe it's not going to be as long as I was thinking it was becoming to be. If we're immediately jumping to, like, the end times again, and are supposed to be go fight, Lycus. Unless we go through another cycle. But probably not. If they didn't want us to go, if they didn't want us to go through this cycle, like I thought we were going to go through more of this one. If they didn't want us to go through more of this one, they probably aren't going to make us go through another one. I imagine we're probably going to fight Lycus and maybe escape. At least for the next update. What's 10 more cycles? And yeah, the only thing so far that I'm really just... I don't get it is the whole Cyrene thing at the banquet. Maybe we'll get a better explanation of that. Maybe I'm just not understanding what happened. It just seems weird that she was whisked away and then brought back like immediately afterwards or something. And had to wait 10,000 years? Not 10,000 years. 1,000 years. For us to come back. Why was she whisked away in the first place? What was that? What was that whole thing? Like Evernight was looking for her. I figured it was to take her away to go do something, right? But then she was brought back. What did they do? Maybe we'll get something for that. And I still think the time dilation explanation is backwards, because if it was 1,000 years just now and we were in there for, and we were in the Exomyth for like a few minutes, then that would mean the Exomyth is faster. No, it would mean it's slower. No, yeah, it would be slower because it's going. They're going 1,000 years every minute, and we're going a minute. So it would be slower. No, I guess they were right. I don't know why that one really threw me off, but I think what threw me off is that then they said we've been gone for years in the real universe, even though it's only been days, weeks. So that implies the time dilation's backwards there, unless they didn't mean years in the real universe. Unless we were in the time we were waiting for the cycle to reset, we were gone for years. Maybe that point in time. I don't know. Something. They're right about it being slower, but the year thing still sounds weird. I'm probably just wrong, though. I'm probably just being an idiot. Sucks though. It kind of sucks if it's been a couple of years in the real universe. That doesn't feel great. We'll continue this tomorrow, so thank you all for watching. And until we meet again, Sands of Time treat you well.